Inside German homes, nobody shares a duvet, nobody has a top sheet, and their recycling system has more bins than any American cabinet. I should know because I was born in Germany, raised in Germany, lived there until my mid-20s, and I live in the US now, but I constantly visit my family and friends. By the end of this video, you will understand why some of these things may make a lot more sense than meets the eye. I'm going to take you on a tour to show you how Germans really live inside their homes. Now, I wanted to talk about German beds because this is very different from what we may have been used in the US. Even if you have a big bed that would be a queen size bed or a king size bed in the United States, in Germany, you have two different mattresses. I'm going to show you that right here. There's two different mattresses, and yes, there's a gap in the middle. It just is so. And while that may be a little bit different, if you're trying to sleep as a couple, you're going to have to navigate that gap. But on the other hand, you can have one that's firmer and one that's not so firm, or you could actually, a lot of beds have a, where the head is, you can actually tilt that up so you can read. And as a result, you have two separate duvet covers. People don't have top sheets. They have fitted sheets, yes, but they don't have top sheets. They only have duvet covers. And the duvets are often not very big down duvets like in the United States. Sometimes there are. Older generations tend to have down duvets. These are wool and they are folded like this. And that is how Germans sleep. I know that oftentimes it's called sleep divorce because you're not really covered by one big blanket, by two separate blankets, and it's what the Swedes do. And the other thing is that people they only have one mattress. They don't have a box spring, and the beds tend to be much lower. So that's one difference. And then also the pillows tend to be really big square pillows like this, and you can fold them if you want, but the smaller, bigger ones that we know from the US, Germans don't have. So you find this in hotels, you find this in people's homes, and it is a little bit different than what you may have been used from the United States. I also spent some time at my cousin's house, and here's a single mattress on the floor with that huge big pillow. I'm making the bed, trying to be a guest that they would like to have again, and folding my duvet just lengthwise, just like that. And that is how German beds are made, kind of different from US beds. Most Germans don't have a walk-in closet. They do have these huge wardrobes where they put all their clothes. Sometimes they pile a few next to each other along the wall. But walk-in closets are practically unknown. And you would know this because if you were to go to your next IKEA store, you can see that they are selling these wardrobes, or I think they're also sometimes called armoires, and they are basically producing for the European market, but they're also selling them in the US. And yep, that's just the way it is over there. Interesting and different. If you've been in some homes, you may have seen a Schrankwand, which is really interesting. And that is essentially the armoire idea or the wardrobe idea just in your living room. They are a bunch of cabinets just next to each other. Sometimes they're really fitted to the wall, and sometimes they're just stacked next to each other. This is actually in one of the homes where we lived. And yes, that's called a Schrankwand. Now in a different house, I told you that Germans like to have a Windfang, some room where you enter the house, but you're not really in the house. And this home here is another example of that. You come in the front door, you can't really look inside because there's a bit of frosted glass here. But then you're in what we call Flur or Windfang, and that is where all the shoes live. People take their shoes off in their home and they put on slippers. And from there, you can probably access what we call Gäste-WC. It's a small half bathroom only for guests. Some people have a hidden coat closet and some people have it more open. And from there, you can enter the other rooms of the house. This is inside my brother's house where their kids have all their shoes in the front of the home, and everybody wears house shoes. Germans also take their recycling very seriously. This is a compost bag here with eggshells and coffee grounds and avocado peels and probably all sorts of other vegetable peels. In terms of taking recycling very seriously, here is a recycling bag with what they call Wertstoffe. These are plastics that are recyclable. And there is often, depending on where you live, what county you're in, what state you're in, you get these bags and you can either take them to a recycling place, and then here's some more recycling, and that lives under the kitchen sink. And you have a bag here. This is one way to collect paper, and I'm sure this is the basket to collect all sorts of glass bottles. What's really fun about this home is I have very similar traits at home. They're very practical. Those are pretty easy to get in the United States. And you not only have your regular open the door like this and tilt it. This is an entire door, if you will, that tilts. But what's even more fun is you can open this entire wing, and there are some shoes down there, but you can open it and it sits flush against this other one. So you have an entire open room. You can go out to the backyard and there's no door that's swinging or that's in the way. So this is pretty fun about this home that I thought was pretty neat. I wanted to show you. And I am super lucky because today is really nice, warm weather. Sun feels really good on my face. But what's really neat about German backyards is that they're often not necessarily made for entertaining and for representing, but people really sit out there. My mom, anytime there is a ray of sun out there, she goes, "Oh, I want to have breakfast in my backyard or on her balcony." And people just really sit out in the afternoon in their backyard, in their garden. This one doesn't really have a lot of grassy area because it is one of those row houses, but it's still a very usable backyard. And people, like I said, usable, they actually use their backyards all the time. They sit out there, they take a nap out there. And I find in the US often people use their backyards when they have company, but not necessarily for themselves. Not necessarily related to living, but people in Germany often eat their food from wooden boards rather than plates, which makes cutting and spreading stuff on the bread really easy. I hope you enjoyed this video, this little tour of an inside home, not from a tourist perspective or from a hotel, but from somebody who actually lives inside of these homes. And if you're interested in more about how German homes are different from Americans, I have my viral video right here that I invite you to watch. If in the meantime you have any comments or questions, let me know down below. Even if I don't always get to answer all of your comments or questions, be sure to know that I do read them. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in this video.